You bought the bed, the orthopedic one, $70, memory foam, washable cover. Your dog tried it once, sniffed the corner, circled it, and then walked straight to your mattress instead. Every night since, they settle against your legs and somehow claim most of the space you thought was yours. So why does your dog sleep with you and not in any of the other 6 perfectly comfortable spots in your home? Most people say warmth, or habit, or that you spoiled them. Your family has opinions. A trainer once told you it creates dominance problems. The internet says it wrecks your sleep. But behavioral neuroscience says something completely different. This is the psychology of dogs that sleep with you, and it starts with one thing almost everyone overlooks. Sleep is the most vulnerable state any animal can be in. Every survival instinct your dog inherited, thousands of years of predator awareness, threat scanning, constant vigilance, all of it says the same thing. When you lose consciousness, find somewhere hidden, somewhere small, somewhere no one can reach you. Your dog has options: the couch, the corner behind the sofa, the warm patch by the radiator, that $70 bed collecting dust in the hallway. And instead, they walk past all of it and lie down next to a creature 15 times their size. That's not about temperature. That's the highest stakes trust decision your dog makes every single day. Now here's where it stops making sense. At least, not at first. A team at the Mayo Clinic tracked the sleep of 40 adults who shared their bed with their dogs. They used clinical-grade monitors on the humans and the dogs over 7 consecutive nights. The data was clear. Dogs disrupted human sleep. More movement, more repositioning, more middle-of-the-night stretches that somehow find your ankle every time. By objective measures, sharing the mattress slightly lowered sleep efficiency. And yet, many participants in these studies report feeling more secure, more comforted, and more at ease with their dog nearby. How can your sleep be measurably worse and feel measurably better at the same time? This is the part nobody tells you, because the answer isn't about sleep, it's about chemistry. Researchers at Azabu University in Japan published a study in the journal Science, one of the most respected scientific publications on the planet. They measured oxytocin levels in 30 dog-owner pairs during interaction. Oxytocin is the neurochemical your brain releases during bonding, the same molecule that surges through a mother's system when she holds her newborn baby for the first time. And what they found was this: when a dog gazes at their owner and the owner gazes back, both experience a simultaneous surge in oxytocin across species at the same moment. The dog's levels rise, which drives them to seek more contact. The owner's levels rise in response, which deepens the feeling of connection, which makes the dog gaze again. A self-reinforcing loop of trust, building, layering, strengthening with every cycle. They ran the same experiment with wolves. Wolves raised by humans from birth, comfortable around people, socialized from day one. The loop didn't activate. This isn't generic animal affection. This neurochemical bond co-evolved specifically between dogs and humans over thousands of years of shared life. And physical contact amplifies it. Even short sessions of petting produce measurable drops in cortisol, the stress hormone, in both species. Now stretch that across 8 hours of sleeping pressed together, and the Mayo Clinic results suddenly make perfect sense. The disruptions were real, but underneath them, your nervous system was being quietly, chemically reassured all night long. So when did this arrangement begin? Almost from the very beginning. Dogs are the only animal domesticated before agriculture, before farming, before cities, before written language. Roughly 15,000 years ago, wolves began lingering at the edges of human camps, drawn by fire, by food scraps, by warmth. The ones who didn't run, the calmest, the friendliest, they survived better, passed on those traits, and generation by generation, they became something new. Geneticists have found that domestic dogs carry unique structural variations on chromosome 6 in a region linked to extreme sociability and human-directed contact seeking. Wolves don't have them. Your dog was shaped at a genetic level to want to be near you, to sleep near you. And it went both ways. Around ancient campfires, the arrangement was simple. You watch while I sleep. I watch while you sleep. Not a spoken agreement, signed in proximity and trust. A night watch contract between two species, written in the body language of closeness. Your bed is the modern campfire, and your dog pressed against your legs is that same contract, still being honored every single night. Here's the moment that makes it real. In Germany, archaeologists excavated a burial site dated to 14,000 years ago. Two humans, interred with ritual and care, and curled beside them, two dogs. But one detail stops everything. One of those dogs had survived canine distemper, a disease that kills most animals within weeks. The skeletal record shows it was ill for over 5 weeks. It couldn't have fed itself, couldn't have found water, couldn't have kept warm. Someone sat with that dog through fever, through weakness, through the long nights when breathing was uncertain. And when the humans died, the community buried them together. Not as tools, not as property, as family. 14,000 years ago. That ancient bond isn't just history. It's still running measurably in your bedroom right now. A 2024 study from the University of Jyväskylä in Finland monitored heart rate variability in 30 bonded dog owner pairs. Heart rate variability, HRV, is one of the clearest windows into your autonomic nervous system. High variability means you're calm, regulated, safe. Low means stress is running the show. During rest, bonded dogs and their owners showed synchronized HRV patterns. When the owner was calm, the dog's nervous system settled with it. When the owner was stressed, the dog's state shifted with it. They tested the same setup with unfamiliar humans. No synchronization at all. This only happens within bonded pairs. Two nervous systems from two entirely different species co-regulating each other through the night. That's what's happening in your bed at 2 in the morning. And where your dog positions themselves tells its own story. At your feet, facing the door, many behaviorists call this the guardian position. They've placed themselves between you and the room's entrance. Against your back, pack security, covering your blind spot while they cover theirs. On your pillow, pressed as close to your face as they can get. That's the deepest trust. They're syncing their breathing with yours. Each position is a sentence in a language your dog speaks fluently. You're just starting to read it. But here's the part I need you to hear carefully. If your dog has slept with you for months or years, and one day they stop, don't brush it off. Sometimes it's something in their environment. A new pet, a new person, a shift in your routine. Dogs register changes you might not even notice. But sometimes it's physical. Many veterinary behaviorists observe that changes in sleep location can be one of the earliest behavioral signs of pain, often appearing before limping, before stiffness, before more obvious physical symptoms. A dog who stops jumping onto your bed might not prefer the floor. They might be hurting. And in dogs over 8, disrupted sleep patterns can signal canine cognitive dysfunction, the dog equivalent of dementia. Some studies suggest it may affect roughly 1 in 3 dogs as they enter their senior years. Though here's a simple way to think about it. If your dog sleeps with you and you both wake up rested, everything's fine. If the pattern changes suddenly and doesn't come back within a few days, especially alongside changes in appetite, mobility, or alertness, talk to your vet. This isn't veterinary advice, but your dog doesn't have words. Behavior is the only language they have. And if the ritual hasn't changed, if your dog still walks past the couch, past the laundry, past that $70 bed they've used exactly once, and settles their warmth against you in the dark, you're not spoiling them. You're not creating a problem. You're not wrecking your sleep. You're honoring a night watch contract that's 15,000 years old. So tonight, when you turn off the light, and that familiar weight circles your mattress and presses against your leg, remember what it really means. A neurochemical loop unlike any interspecies bond ever studied. Two nervous systems co-regulating each other through the dark, and an attachment so deep It mirrors the bond between a parent and a child. That's not a bad habit. That's your dog saying, "You are my safest place." And the science suggests you needed them there too. Tell me, where does your dog sleep? At your feet, against your back, or stealing your pillow? Drop it in the comments. Each position tells a different story. If this changed how you see your dog tonight, subscribe. Next, we're looking at why your dog follows you everywhere, even the bathroom, and the science behind it is stranger than you'd expect.